All right, guys. Well, thanks for jumping on. We definitely are recording this. So I have Dom Rodgers on as our guest. Um, Dom was the first integrity partner to actually go Hall of Fame while he was an integrity partner. He took this thing by the horns and went out there and continued to sell at a high level. He's done it on every single lead type. He's killed it on every single lead type. He's gotten really excited about these inbound calls. He's the most trusted voice I have in my life when it comes to selling and what we should think and how we should think. And if you guys don't know, like Dom was the person that taught FFL how to dial the telephone. Like without Dom, none of us would even have dialed while we were doing this thing. And so for him to get so excited about these inbounds is pretty amazing. I love everything he stands for. He's always thinking about persistency, keeping business on the books, how new agents can succeed. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear from Dom. So
Yeah,
Dom, thanks for jumping on with us.
absolutely, dude. Thanks for having me, bro. All right, and I truly I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Your words, I don't take them lightly, and I know you mean it, man. And it's been a privilege working with you for as long as we have been.
Amen. You too.
Well,
So Dom, what's your initial reaction to this whole inbound thing, and tell us how it's going for you and some of the lessons you've learned.
woo! Lessons, 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 lessons. All right, this is just to give you. I'm gonna let you guys know this. All right, when I jump into something, I go all in. Okay, like and that could be good. That could be bad. Okay. Like it works both ways. And with this specifically, the call ins, I was so excited about all the things that we should be excited for, but I didn't understand the difference. Okay. So let me explain to you what are we excited about? We're excited that we don't got to make outbound calls, right? Okay. We're excited that we got people who are going to call us, right? We're excited that, you know what I mean? That, hey, that they are being filtered, right? We got 90 seconds, right, to go, dude, do they think it's free or not? And I can pick or choose, right? We're like, dude, that's so cool, right? All the great stuff about it. But on the flip side, I thought I can do what I've been doing with just a better lead. This isn't just a better lead. This is a new sales muscle you got to work. And it's not like going from final expense to mortgage to IUL. Dude, that's all the same muscle. You're all doing the same muscle. You're calling people up, you're booking an appointment, you're doing a one call close. I get all that. But you've already prepaid for everything. So I was selling a lot trade based on relationships. If you guys know me in the past or saw it in my trainings, like, dude, my clients would know shit where I was born before they even knew I was selling them insurance. You'd be like, yeah, dude, my approach was get to know me. Once you know me, you'll buy whatever the hell I got. Well, on call-ins, is that going to work, y'all? Huh? I
No.
I found I found out the hard way. So when I tell you I go all in, I went all in. And in February, if you guys looked at my cost per application, you'd be like, "Damn, fool, you suck." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but they knew everything about me and they never got insurance. And then they knew everything about me and I found out that they lived in Idaho. They knew everything about me and then I found out that they were 89 years old. They knew everything about me and then I found, you guys get where I'm going?
Yep.
So how do we fix that, right? How was I coached to fix that? Y'all ain't going to hear this. I didn't want to hear it because I thought I was just that good. Y'all see this?
Yep.
You see this right here? When I tell you this is that important, it's that important. When he goes, I taught the company, which is funny because by default, Sean taught me, but he was running the company, so he couldn't teach nobody. So, and I was the only person who learned from him. So, don't let's not be like I was that good. It was just like I was the only person who could do what he did at that time. Okay. So, for them to say, I taught the company how to dial the phone, but now I got to read this damn script. Do you think my ego was a little touched? Do you think that I was probably a little like I can do it my way? It'll still work. I tried to ask people could they afford. I tried to give them price ranges at the beginning. That's how I was like, all right, so it's going to be somewhere between 300 or $30 and 300. Can you do that? And be like, dude, that ain't going to fix it, dude. Follow the effing script. I'm telling. This is me talking to me. Trey had to tell me read the script, Dom. Like, you're not immune to it. Just so you know, if I'm supposed to be as good as people think, whatever, don't shame yourself for like not following the script, okay? But make the correction. All right. Some of this stuff is going to seem kind of like, do I really have to say that? You know what I mean? Or, are we purchasing the insurance for yourself or a loved one? Like, that's so important. Versus they get on here, I just want to know how much it is. Great. Okay. Then you get all discombobulated. You start talking about something else. And then you never ask them, are you purchasing this for yourself or somebody else? And then 20 minutes in, you realize it's for their uncle and that he ain't there. And you're like, dude, if I would have stuck to the script, I wouldn't have been charged $60. You with me? I don't want to go too long on that, but it's that important. All right. Um, anything else with that, Trey? Or
No, I tell
okay.
people all the time, and I think when I tell people, they think that I'm dogging their sales ability.
I,
That's not what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Honestly, I heard that too, by the way. I was like, oh, y'all don't think I'm good? You know what I mean? Like, what you mean, dude? I've been selling insurance for years, bro. I could do this. Yeah, right. Just give me the leads. Yeah, right. Blown up. Blown up. I remember Sam goes, um, your cost per, he's like, it's just not good. I was like, really? Show me like the numbers. He showed me the numbers of other people. I was like, oh shit, I guess you're right. I guess I do suck. He goes, but you don't suck at selling insurance. You suck at selling inbounds, which means we could fix that. I said, well, shit, I'm open to fixing it. So here's
Yep.
some of the fixes. All right, here's some of the fixes. Um, we're gonna start with the script though, but I think it's tonality. Okay. One, I used to kind of take this like bored and bothered type of tonality. That's what I was taught to schedule appointments. Okay. That's what I was taught to kind of take that kind of sales pressure off. But what I'm finding is with people calling you, they want energy. They want energy. When you get on that phone, it's not, hey, this, I used to be, if you heard my recordings earlier, it used to be, hey, this is Dom with the life insurance department on a recorded line. Are you calling for the final expense or life insurance coverage? And then I would get all these fucking wild answers versus, hello? Yeah, this is Dom with the life insurance department on a recorded line. You're calling about the final expense coverages available to you, right? I promise you, we're reading the same script. I just said it differently. And when you come at them with excitement, not excitement like I'm going to sell you, but I'm coming at them with confidence and for sureness that this is what you're calling about, and I'm sure about it. Why would there be anything else? Before it sounded like I was kind of unsure what they were calling about. Like that, I mean, this is all me. I'm listening to my recordings. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what's going on here? All right. So come with energy. All right. Come with energy. You're there. Boom, hit them in the face with it. And it's not excitement. It's not laughing. It's not joyful. It's, I'm here. You know who's really good at it? Riyadh. He does a lot of other things, but he speaks very direct, very straightforward. It seems so unemotional, but not boring. All right. There's a place to be that is not boring and not salesy excited. I need y'all to be right there. Make sense? All right. And then from this first 90 seconds, all right, you want to be, and I think maybe the best way for us to do this would probably role play, Trey. Okay. Is that
Okay.
maybe, do you guys think a role play would help out? All right.
Yes.
Like, all right. So let's role play. And dude, I'm just gonna treat it as if it's a real call, Trey, or somebody like,
Okay.
do what they do. Make sense? And then we'll see if was that a valid hang up or was that not? You know what I mean? Like how are we gonna do that? So let's give them some examples. Okay.
Sounds good.
Um, ring ring, and then I'm gonna say, hey, yeah, this is Dom with the life insurance department on a recorded line. Are you calling for the life insurance or final expense coverage options available to you?
Yes.
Great. I can help you find the most affordable monthly payments. Is that okay?
I thought it's not a government thing.
No, definitely not a government thing, but it is for fixed and regulated incomes. If we find something that fits your budget on a monthly basis, is that what you're looking for?
Well, the where the money goes to my kids, or how does
The
that work?
money goes to your kids. You're going to pay the insurance company when you die. The insurance company is going to pay your kids. Is that what you're looking for if we can find something you can afford?
Yes,
Yes, great. All right. Are you purchasing the insurance for yourself or a loved one?
for myself.
For yourself. All right, let's stop right there. Now, that previous back and forth, right? If it goes to, hey, now this is for state regulated, it's designed for fixed and regulated incomes, and they still push back, right? So say he would have said, oh man, like, dude, I thought this was free. Before they say it's free, I'm hanging up. Like they didn't even finish saying the word free, I already hung up. Make sense? The
Yep.
reason is if you try to convert the person who genuinely thought it was free, they're going to have buyer's remorse right when they hang up with you. I want the person who called in knowing they were going to spend some money. If they're a little confused and try to play naive the first time, okay. But after the second time, you got no room for naiveness, bro. I'm hanging the hell up. And what I did before was be a closer. My ego would get in the way. I'd be like, I'm a closer. I got him on the line. Blah blah blah. Next thing you know, I spent 60 damn bucks on the person who thought it was free because I thought I was freaking Zig Ziglar. Make sense? It's like, no, hang up the phone. Okay. So I had to give you that example because that there's a lot of that, right? Well, no, no, no. I thought this was a, yeah. Well, you know, I have nothing free in America, right? And as long as you've been around, you probably the generation that coined that term. So we're going to keep acting like you thought it was free, or we're going to get the insurance that you want to buy. Hey, there was one today, Trey, that was recorded that we should pull and cut it up because the lady told me this. All right. She said she thought it was free. Um, After I built the need, though. See, a lot of the times they don't say that at the very beginning. They'll say that later on after you've got a little deeper into it. And they'll say, oh, well, hold on. Well, the commercial said 25,000 for, I'm like, yeah, that's if if it's your budget and you're young enough to make that happen. But based on what you told me, your son just needs enough money to fly from Ohio to here to take care of your final expenses. And you need to make sure that give him some time to sell your house. That's what you told me. So I get you're saying you didn't think this was life insurance, but you have a need for life insurance. You have a need for it. Your need is your son needs time to sell your house, and you don't want him to use his money to fly from Ohio to California. I'm assuming that's why you filled this out and called in. Next thing you know, we're writing her up $7,042 a month. But she said she thought, well, I didn't think that this was insurance. I said, ma'am, we all knew this was insurance. But anyways, it's like
How
when
much
you
did you
plan
how much did you write
uh,
her for, Dom? Did you say
seven
seven
seven that
thousand a month?
no seven no no 7,000 face amount, 42 a month.
Oh, 42. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, got it. I was like,
42.
dude, you
Oh,
wrote her for 7,042 a month.
and and here's another thing too. It's like this ain't have to do with inbounds. This has to do with overall final expense and draft dates. Okay, you
Yes.
want good persistency, you got to limit your draft dates. If your draft dates are over 40% of your business, it's your fault. You may not want to hear that, but the only way you can change it is by taking accountability. It's the only way you can change it. So if you keep saying it's the market, it's the leads, it's the clients, well, you know it will never improve. So if you want it to improve, you have got to say it's me. But what are you going to do to fix that? Draft dates is a huge one. All right. So how do you not get draft dates? Oh, say not. Sean speaks in absolutes. I speak in like percentages. Okay. Sean will say, I've never written a draft date. And I'm like, in what world am I supposed to believe that? But anyways, so you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you guys, I'm going to tell you the truth. You guys cool with that? Now, I don't run $1 billion company. Say like he does all this stuff, like he does too much so that we can do $1 billion. See, I don't run $1 billion company. I'm not that skilled. Does that make sense? He knows how to trick us into doing stuff. I'm not that good, so I'll just tell you the truth. All right. So you will get draft dates. But the reason your draft dates are over 40% of your business is because you're offering it up. You're offering it up. Like that's your close. Your close is, hey, Trey, hey, today's the 24th, man. Like, when do you want this to come out of your bank account? Man, the 24th of next month. Well,
Right.
shit. Well, damn. Makes sense? Like
Hmm.
at Costco, if I was walking out of Costco and they said, hey, man, when you want to pay for this? I'd be like, well, shit, dude, just charge me at the end of the year. Make sense? Like, yeah,
Right.
like the fuck? Like, never. I never want to pay for this, actually. Actually, I just thought, like, so we have to remember that this is a purchase. This ain't
Yep.
layaway. This ain't come back later. This is buy it now. I grew up on layaway. They don't even know if they got layaway no more, but we definitely had that shit. So like,
Yep.
oh man, that brings me back. Oh my God. I had a Sega Genesis on layaway. I got in trouble. My mom never gave it to me. I was like, ain't that some shit? Because you got to pay if you don't take. My mom would rather pay the layaway people for not accepting it than to give it to my badass. So I just had a flashback. I'm sorry, I apologize. Uh, so all right, so draft dates. This is a actually let's role play. Let's just role play it. Let's role play it. All
Okay.
right, because clients are not unique. They're all the same when it comes to like we
Yep.
all have the same damn people. All right, so let me go. So Trey, today is that's how it always starts. So today is the 24th. All right. Your first premium, they can't do anything today. Your first premium, Trey, is going to come out the 25th, 26th. All right. You'll see it over the next few days. All right. If you don't see it in like 2 days or 3 days, don't freak out. They're just sending it out there. If you don't want the reoccurrings to be different, it will be the 24th of every month. Is that what you prefer, or do you want a separate day?
Well, for the reoccurring, I'd like it to be the third Wednesday for my Social Security.
Third Wednesday. All right, cool, cool. So we're gonna have the first one go through now, okay, and then the third Wednesday of April will be your reoccurrings. You'd
Okay.
be so surprised that a lot of us would just take that thing and ask them, "Hey, when do you get paid?" He goes, "Third Wednesday." For some odd ass reason, Joshua, we take that as in that's the draft date.
Yep.
They never said
Yep.
that's when they wanted it to happen. They just told you that's when they get paid, and you heard that's when the draft date should be.
Right.
That's not true. Now, the client who genuinely needs a draft date, you know what they're going to say when I say, hey, today's the 24th and it's going to come out in the next 2 days? You know what they're going to say?
Yeah.
What are they going to say,
I
y'all?
can't do the next 2 days. Like we need to come out on the second.
Okay, here we go. They're going to say, I can't, no, I can't do it right. They're going to stop you. See, when
Right.
you act as if 99.9% of people pay it today, you're going to get
Right.
about 80, 85% of them to do it today. When you act like 99% of them do a draft date, even if you're not even saying you want a draft date, you're going to get it. All right. So when they say, hey, no, you know what, man, no, I can't do it right now. I don't immediately go, okay, well, what day works best? No, 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 no. This is where you start. This is where you start to have sticky business, and they're really buying it, not just delaying paying for it. There's a big difference. Okay.
Amen.
Big difference. All right. When you delay paying for it, you guys know what that means? That means that they're still taking calls from me. That means that they're still shopping.
Yep.
My clients who have their accounts drafted the next day, they're done shopping. They're done. We're on inbound calls. You want them to keep calling people or stop calling people? Which one we want?
Stop calling.
Are they more apt to keep calling if they have a draft day 2 weeks out or if they do it
Yes.
immediately? Just saying, man. Like, so we got so if so it's the 28th, they say, oh, I don't have the money. Instead of just jumping to when they do have the money, I go, hey man, it's the 24th. You get paid the third Wednesday you said, which was like last week. Like you always this broke after your check comes in like a week after. I want to test to see are they just really broke and don't have the money? Or are they just choosing not to pay for it? Do you guys understand there's people who choose not to pay for it and they have the money? They
Yeah.
have the money, but they choose to pay for it next month. Why did we give them the right to feel like they had a choice like that? Odd. Kind of like when I was growing up. Like I never asked my mom like, "What's for dinner?" I'd be like, "Fool, you're gonna eat whatever I cook."
Hmm.
You know how kids start doing that? It's because their parents ask them, "What do you want for dinner? What you want? What you want?" And now they fucking have an opinion on everything. My clients don't have an opinion on it because I don't give them that space to have an opinion. You with me? Or am I
Yep.
talking gibberish right now? Please.
No, it makes
You know what
sense.
I mean? Like there's no option. 99% of my clients, they draft today. And if that ain't gonna work, I need to figure out and integrate your reality of why you don't have the money. Why don't you have the money? Well, I gave my son some money. Okay, well, hey, next month, what if you give him some money again? You ain't gonna be able to pay your insurance. Can you afford this? Or are you just gonna stop giving your kids money? Like, what's up? Handle that shit on the phone. Handle that shit then. I'd rather not take the application.
Hmm. That's right.
Straight up. I'd just rather not take it. Like if I sat with somebody today and they said they couldn't pay until like the 15th or 21st of next month, I would just say, all right, cool. We're going to put a pin in this. All right. And I'll call you back a week. I'll call you back next month, a week before, or you call me up. But I just know my history of taking these apps and getting you approved and having the insurance company make you a policy and all that. Like 15% of you guys actually keep it. I don't know if you're in the 15%, but I'm going to make sure you're in the 95%. So I'm going to call you a week before. Have that posture. And what that posture will do for you, you may not close that person, but you're going to hop on your next call feeling like a badass. Make sense? You're going to hop on your next call feeling like I handled my shit. I didn't have nobody pull me around or put a draft date out 28 days. I was in control. Do you guys feel like when you close that business and you put it out 3 or 4 weeks, does that feel good? I'm being real. Does it feel good? It doesn't feel good at all, right? So if you
Nope.
know it doesn't feel good, let's stand on immediate drafts. Now, if I wrote, shoot, last week I wrote like 11-5. All right. I had 3 draft dates, 12 policies. 12 policies, 3 draft dates. It
Mm.
happens. You're going to get them, but they sold me on why they needed those, Jackson. It wasn't me just closing them. You guys remember? I remember doing the freaking draft day close. God, it's almost like you're holding your breath the whole damn time. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like you're holding your breath the whole time. You're waiting for them to say something crazy or this like, every time your phone rings, you're like, oh my God, is the people calling to cancel?
Yep.
Versus, dude, I've had people call me and go, hey, the money ain't came out of my account yet. What's going on? And I said, I don't know what's going on. America takes it right away. Then she logs in and goes, oh, I locked my account. Let me unlock it. That's how clear I want to be with clients that they may even lock their damn account and still think it's coming out their account. I want no
Hmm.
confusion on what's happening. Zero confusion. Make sense? So
Yep.
I think draft dates are huge. If people have sometimes a soft draft date opening is okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys how to do this. This is a little, I hate to say trick, but I think this is it's a way to position yourself. So early on, some people go, do I have to pay anything today? Right?
Right.
Right? Like they do that. Hey, do I have to pay anything today? And then we say, no, man, yeah, you could pick the day, right? Or it could be, it has to line up with your benefits. It could be next month. Don't worry about that. You don't have to stick to that, you guys. Just because you said it early so that they would stay on the phone and actually hear the value that you're going to bring doesn't mean they
Right.
still want it to be later when you get done. And I think
Right.
that's a piece you get, like you think just because you opened up with, hey, you don't have to pay anything today, or you can pick the day, that you actually have to stick to that at the end. And I started to figure out, Trey, like you don't need to stick to that at the end. You get to the end, you go, all right, so hey Marisa, So I see here that we talked about earlier about you starting this thing on the 15th, but you don't have any insurance until the 15th. All right. And I just know that a lot of the times when people say that, it's because they didn't trust me and they have the money. You trust me a lot more than you did earlier in this conversation, right? Yep. Which is
Yep.
why you gave me all your info and all that. Yep. Cool. So we're going to get this thing started immediately. Okay. And then your reoccurrings are going to be on the 15th of every month. Sound good? Wow. Now you got your immediate draft date. Okay.
Right.
I promise you this shit works. Okay. It works. And you're not trick. I hate that I even said trick because I hate that. Um, you're buying time. Is that better? All right. Because I
Yep.
don't like trick, deceit, all that. I don't do any of that shit. It's straight up and down. All right. But you're going to buy yourself time to get trust so that they want to spend money with you today. My one
Right.
today, I told her, I said, hey, she goes, well, I can't pay nothing today. I said, great. Like, when can you pay it? She goes, the 15th. I said, that has to be of next month because it's the 24th today. She goes, yep, next month. We get to the end. She had a birthday, the 11th of April. I knew that, right? I knew that. And I was like, hey, you can start it after, but it's going to cost you $7 a month more times 12, $63 a year. That's a whole month's premium for you. So how about we just get it started today? And then your reoccurring is to be the 15th and it'll only be 42 instead of 49. Great, Dom. Let's do that. Boom. But if I would have said you had to pay for it immediately when she asked me earlier, she would have hung up the phone.
Yep.
Make sense?
That's right.
You got to know when you're giving information that's going to help you or is it going to hurt you?
Yeah.
And I don't need to tell like, oh, right now it's coming out of your account in 24 to 48 hours. We've been on the phone for freaking 7 minutes, dude. I don't need any of that right now. But
Right.
47 minutes in, I've earned the respect. I've earned all that to let her know, here's what we are and here's what we're gonna do. All right.
Yep. You've
Is this
got enough
helpful at all,
chips
you
on the
guys?
table.
Yeah.
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 And Dom, like you touched on the part about so I probably sold this to people wrong in the beginning because I was like, hey, the persistency is going to be so amazing because nobody else is calling them. Well, that doesn't mean they ain't calling nobody else. These are proactive people. So so talk a little bit more about that. Dom had the best point, man. Like if they got the date locked in, like they aren't going to continue to make calls. They're just not. And then what do you do to make sure that when they call, they're calling you? How do
Right.
you tie it up at the end?
So the end, I promise you, this is so important. I used to kind of just get off the phone and like just move on to the next and want to pat myself on the back for selling something. That's not you got to slow down at the end and let them know that, what was the first part of your question? Because it was a two-part. What was the first part?
I think the first part was, nobody's calling them, but they could still call people.
There we go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That part. All right. So let's start there with making sure that they're aware of what else is out there. Okay. So you let all your clients know, hey, I work for you. I don't work for any insurance company, by the way. I got tons of them. Anybody who calls you up, just so you know, they have nothing special. See, the reason that this isn't a script, and I just want you to hear this because you're going to have to put this in your words. What I'm telling you, this is my words and how I want to make people, how I want to make them feel at the end. And we're all going to try to make them feel the same way at the end, which is secure. That's what we're looking for. We want them to feel secure and secure enough that they don't look left or right and keep on accepting or taking phone calls. Fair?
Right.
So let's educate them on what the space is like. Like, hey, just so you know, all right, we got your policy with Americo, great company. There's tons of other great companies out there, by the way. All right, they are. You're going to see companies out there that may be $1 less than what I have for you, or maybe $4 more. Okay, doesn't make one better or the other. They're all going to be about the same. All right, and if you leave me over $3 a month or $2 a month, I must suck. And maybe you should tell me right now if you find something for $2 less, you're going to cancel, and we can just stop this right now. Be upfront with people like that. Because when you're upfront with them like that, now they're like, dude, this fool really doesn't even like he cares, but don't care at the same time. It's kind of weird. Makes sense? Like he's
Yep.
just kind of letting me know that like if I keep now, you know what that does for the person who was thinking about keeping shopping? They go, you know what, dude, he kind of just told me that I'm gonna see $2 to $3 difference. And I'm just not even gonna do that anymore. I'm done. I don't even need to do that no more. But if I never say that, you know what they do? They do their own research.
Yep.
They want to make sure that what you sold me, is it the best? I need to let that now it very well may be the best, but I'm not going to sit there and say it's the best because they may come out of some crazy insurance company out of freaking South Carolina that has freaking insane premiums. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Does that make sense? So I don't want to
Right.
pit myself in saying I have the best. That's not good. Don't do that. Family First Life doesn't say we have the best leads. We say we have the most leads. Anybody who says they has the best, they're full of themselves and their ego's messed up. All right. So tell your clients that, hey, I didn't pull anything out of a rabbit hat for you. I got like 50 different companies I work with, and I picked the one based on your health and your budget would be the best for you. All right. Now, if somebody calls you and tells you that they have something that's 15, $20 a month difference, there's something wrong with it. All right. Insurance is like Vegas. You may like the Bellagio, but Circus Circus, you got the same percentage of winning. You may like the Bellagio, but your odds of winning are the same. That's how insurance works.
Oh, that's
So, you
powerful.
know what I mean? So I give them that type of analogy so that they can kind of see, like, oh, I get it. Like, yeah, dude, you can go over here, over here, over here. If it's all the same, now if it's Spanish 21 versus regular blackjack, the odds are different, right? So two totally different games. Still under the black and jack umbrella, but two totally different games. Same thing with life insurance. If you see something that's that different, it is that different. So give me a call. So I want to educate them, Trey, on what else is out there. And the last thing I do is say, hey, if anybody else calls you, or maybe you call them and they say, hey, you already got the insurance, you have some, or you need some more, and you go, already have some. They're going to ask you who's it with. You're going to say Dom Rodgers. And then they're going to say, no, the company. And then you're going to say Americo. And then they're going to say, oh, I work with Dom in America. And you're going to say, he told me y'all were going to say that and hang up.
Yep.
All right. I got that from Riyadh. That's huge. You know how many people out there are trying to act like they work with you?
Yep.
You know how many people are out there going, hey, yeah, you got that policy, mortgage protection, or final expense? Yeah, yeah, I got it with Nicole. Oh, yeah, what company? America. Oh, yeah, I work with her in America. I'm just doing a quality check. And now they got old Ruth in Alabama all freaking confused. Ruth trusted you 2 weeks ago, gave you all her banking, gave you all her stuff, and now somebody's calling to do a quality check.
Mm.
You got to be ahead of that. If you're not ahead of that, you're going to get a lot of business replaced. You're going to get a lot of business. You're going to get people misled. I had a guy call me the other day. I educated him. I said, hey, there's stuff you're going to see through the banks. That's all accident and dismemberment. He called me a week later, said, hey, Dom, I was at Navy Federal. They tried to offer me this thing, but since you told me about it, I knew what it was. If you wouldn't have told me about it, I would have thought you ripped me off and I could get something cheaper at my bank. See, they're not agents, you guys. They
Mm.
see face amount and monthly premium, and they assume every policy lasts a lifetime, right?
Yep.
That's what they think. Life insurance means forever, right? No. You know what I mean? Life insurance means that if I die anyway. No. They just don't know. So educate them on what's out there so that they don't make a bad move just because they're uneducated. So
Mm.
take that extra 5 minutes. I'm serious, take it and let them know I'm your agent for life. You call me, I'm gonna pick up the phone. Makes sense? If they have an iPhone, if I text them and they got an iPhone, I'll hang up on the dialer and just FaceTime them. I'll just FaceTime them. Your sales are gonna go. I don't know. I don't know if I've had a FaceTime person that I haven't closed. I don't know I don't know if I've had somebody get on FaceTime who I didn't close yet. So if you know the percentages of if you get them on FaceTime is that much, why not just do it? Shoot them a text. If it goes through blue, FaceTime them. And tell them if you're talking to a woman and you're a man, say, hey, I'm FaceTiming you. No worries. I don't need to see your beautiful face. I just want you to see mine. Because if you don't say that before they say they don't want to do it, you're not going to do the FaceTime. Because their reason is going to be, I don't want you to see me. And by then, they've already made up their mind that they didn't want to do it. Versus, hey, by the way, I'm going to FaceTime you right now. Don't turn your camera on if you don't want to, but I just want you to see me. Boom. Hey, I'm here. All right, cool. You know what I mean? And what that is, that separates you from every inbound that they've done. If they've done an inbound before, I bet you they didn't do that. Bet you
Yep,
they didn't hop
that's
on
fact.
FaceTime. Okay. And by the way, this isn't their first time calling in. I'm sure
Yep.
Trey is going to have data soon that's going to show us, and we haven't even talked about this, but that is going to show us repeat callers.
Hmm.
We're going to know repeat callers. What'd be cool is that when they call in, Trey, we had a little thing that says, hey, they called in 3 weeks ago, FYI.
Hmm.
And we had an AI script of like what happened to why they didn't buy it. I'm just thinking out loud right now. Makes sense? But Trey, I'm
Yep.
already knowing Trey's already thinking about that.
Yes.
Like, you think that all the calls are recorded just so that we can do compliance? Hell no, dude. The calls are recorded so we can figure out how do we sell the ones we didn't sell in the future. How dope is that?
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
Marissa didn't close this one in November because of X, Y, or Z. Okay, cool. We need to know going into that. So when the person buy, oh, that'd be so sick. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that I could see that happening. That's going to happen. All right.
Yeah, it is
But
going to happen.
um,
What
but yeah,
about
man.
legacy safeguard, Dom? When do
Oh,
you put that
legacy
in? And
safeguard.
how
Legacy
do you pitch it?
safeguard is during. I find a gap. Like if ever there's a if ever there's like I don't say awkward moment, but just a moment of you're thinking, we kind of don't have nothing else to say. Does that make sense? Or you know what? A moment of like, I own my house. Like I own my house, right? And I said, do you still have a mortgage? No. Okay. Do you have a living will set up? Like, there's always some questions that you can leave. Like, do you have a living will set up? No. Then I go, okay, cool. Well, I'm not an estate planner. All right. Nor would I ever be able to pass that test. That's a lot different than the life insurance test. But we have a program that's free to you. All right. If you always, I don't do it on like anybody can have it. I say, if you qualify for the insurance, you can get this program. Makes sense? You qualify for the insurance. I have a program that will give you access to local estate planners at a discounted rate that you can go and get things like a will set up. You can get a trust if you feel, all right? Because in California, probate court is a mother father. And I say it just like that. Probate court is a mother father. You ever dealt with probate court? Yes or no? They had know somebody who has though. All right. No, I haven't, but I heard. Or yeah, yeah, man, things get tied up. If you leave a Snickers bar to your kids and you didn't put it in a will, it's gonna be stuck in probate. Now I'm
Hmm.
joking, but like they kind of get it. Does that make sense? They kind of get like, all right, so hey, just so you know, if you qualify for the insurance, we can help you out because there's a lot of people who take care of the financial piece, Trey, but they freaking leave their family in shambles with the administrative piece. And the administrative piece is legacy safeguard. You're doing the right thing by getting the insurance. Bet you're doing the right thing there. But you don't want all your insurance money to be paying for administrative stuff that you could have took care of while you were here.
Hmm.
Boom. Now they're bought in on, okay, there's that. It's going to help me with all the administrative stuff. You know what I mean? And then also, I asked them, have you dealt with anybody who's passed away? If anybody at the beginning of the conversation is, man, my mom passed away a year ago. Anybody passed away. If there's any inkling of that, I go, how you dealing with that?
Yep.
How's it going? Like, well, man, it's been tough and da da da. Let them talk. And I go, you have anybody to talk to about that? Like, if anything, no, man. I go, well, we got a program here that is going to make sure, and even you, if you qualify, you'll be able able to call in and get help and support with your mom because you're a member, but all of your beneficiaries are survivors. They're going to be able to call in when they think, man, I'm going to call my grandpa today and they can't. When they're having a terrible day, they ain't going to call me because I'm not qualified for that. All right. They're going to call a licensed professional who is going to help walk them through their scenario at no expense. The number one cause of major depression and anxiety is death of a family member. That's it. I don't even know if that's true. I just made that up. Just so y'all know. I said it so sure just now that y'all thought I like knew what I was talking about. I don't fucking know.
Seems
All
correct.
right.
No,
At
makes
all. All
sense.
right. It seems right though. You
Right.
know, like the number one cause of anxiety depression is death of a family member. How good is it going to be knowing that you took care of the financial piece, but also the times that they need to talk to somebody that you took care of that too? And every time they call that hotline or they call and they get some resolution, some way, somehow, man, it's going to be like they're talking to you.
Hmm.
Make
Yeah.
sense? Like if you're not using Legacy Safeguard, I'm almost like, how are you selling the insurance to the people? Like you're just basing it on like death and how much it is. Like I need to base it on like what value we're going to provide their family when they're not there, what it's going to look like, how we can make this thing a cleaner exit for them. Make sense? Legacy Safeguard helps people have a cleaner exit. And if you're like, I don't know how it works or what it is, get it yourself.
Hmm.
That's how we got our trust and our will set up, is because I got Legacy Safeguard and my wife was like, yeah, we need to do this. I was like, yeah, you're right. Kind of dumb out here making all this money, doing all this stuff. And if I died tomorrow, y'all gonna have some money, but a lot of your money is gonna go towards getting it in order because I had it out of order. And I tell clients stuff like that. Like, you guys, I like if I died, my shit would have been a mess. A mess. Like, you got all that money. I'm like, yeah, dude, but the state's gonna take it. It's gonna be tied up in the courts. It's gonna be doing this all because I didn't have my will and my trust set up. And I couldn't be a hypocrite. I couldn't be talking to Mary and Sue about having a trust and a will and not having one. Couldn't do it. Makes sense? So that's how I use Legacy Safeguard at different points. There's different pinpoints for everybody, you know?
Right. Dude, that's phenomenal. Well, this is the best call we ever had.
We
I'm
rocking.
gonna.
Y'all got any questions?
Dom, I
Yep.
got a question, man.
Yeah.
How do you know, the clients that wouldn't be able to work a phone even if you were right there in front of them?
Yeah.
How do you know when you're wasting your time with them and you should just hang up? Or do you push through?
Oh, man, dude,
Because that's a
I
good
have, I have, well, the how you measure that is at the beginning. That's why I send text early. I know this is not in the script,
That's the other
right?
question is, do you deal with it
Yeah.
as much as I do?
I deal with it, but I handle it head on, dude, because I send them a text early in the conversation.
Hmm.
Like I have a test to see, can you know how, like when I ask them where it says, now I didn't, it's not in the script, but I think I don't know, we could do it. But honestly, if whatever's working for you, you can add, remove, whatever. This is a baseline. All right. But I add in there, I said, are you able to receive text messages to that number? Once they go, yes, they go, yep. I go, great. While you're on the phone though, do you know how to check them? And they'll say something, well, maybe, or no. I'm like, all right. So just so you know, we're going to have to check that. All right. And we're going to have some patience here to make that happen. So it may be a while for you to find this stuff, but we can get it. You know how you down. It's like, I want to get their buy-in on, like, I understand you may not be good at it, but I don't want you getting impatient with me once we get there. Does that make sense? Because that's what happens is that they are technology challenged and then they get impatient when it's time to freaking, when they're getting it or not getting it. And now you have the clients, well, I'm not just not going to do it. I just didn't want that to happen. So I want to be ahead of it a little bit, Jackson, letting them know that, hey, hey, can you get that? Or did your phone go off? Yeah. Does a notification pop up when you get it? Put me on speaker so when I text you, you could see it. All that, do that early so you can kind of get a feel from, is this person, can they move with it? And sometimes the answer is they can't move with it, dude. And take their number down and figure out when their kids are going to be home.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, you're going to pay 40, 50, 60 bucks for somebody who wants insurance but can't get it with you right now. Make sense? And I've had to swallow some of those too of like, you know what? I think they really, really just can't do this.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're really trying not to. They just really can't do it. And you just got to just chalk it up. You know what I mean?
Right on.
I saw in here, what was this?
That was a good
Oh,
comment from Eric.
that was awesome. Okay. Yes, I started doing that too, dude. Is how's the battery on your phone? Like, how's the battery on your phone right now? A lot of these seniors, 60, 70, 80 years old, dude, they don't even know like the last time they charged their phone, right? They're surprised it actually still has charge. Does that
It
make
turned
sense?
on. Yeah.
They're like, damn, it actually turned on. Wow. You know? So great point. Put that in there. You know, like if you feel things starting to drag a little bit, dude, hey, what time? Hey, my phone's getting low. What's yours at? I love that. All of these things are going to make you aware of what's going on and let your client know, damn, he's been here before. She's been here before. When your client feels you've been there before, they follow suit. When they feel like you're brand new, God, they act the hell out. Makes sense? They just act out. I'm like, I need to act like I've been here before. Okay. And when you do that, and ask them, here's another question I started asking, dude, where it says, do you currently have existing life insurance or final expense coverage? I don't just ask it that way. I say, Trey, do you already have any final expense coverage in force? Or did you have some in the past and let it go? Oh my God. That question has opened up so much truth, so much truth, so much truth. Like, hey, and they'll tell you, man, dude, man, yeah, I had it. I had it 2 years ago and I let it go. And I go, man, what, you know, what happened there, man? Why'd you let it go? Man, it just hit on hard times and it was just too expensive for me. I go, so you on better times now, right? Yep, you're on better times. All right, good. You're on better times, and we're gonna find something that you can afford so that even when bad times comes, you ain't donating to the insurance company. Because what you did the last time was donate to the insurance company. Congratulations. And I make them feel about this small for not keeping their policy. You with me? There's ways to say you're an idiot without saying you're an idiot. Do you like
Yeah.
donating to insurance companies? Nope. All right,
No.
cool. We're going to set you up to where you ain't donating to insurance companies, that you're actually getting the insurance. So how much was it 2 years ago that was too much for you? Man, I had 200 for 200 bucks a month. Okay. What can you do? Man, I know I could do 100. Like, sure? Like, you sure you could do 100? No, man, I know I could do 100. All right. So in 6 months when the AC goes out in the middle of August, you ain't going to say I got to cancel my insurance? Nah, man, I'm good, Dom. Are you sure, dude? Because I'm pretty sure you told the last guy that you was good too with 200. I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit forward with you, but I don't want you donating to insurance companies, and your beneficiary, they need this. So is 100 bucks good with you? Absolutely it is.
Hmm.
That's how you handle that. You don't need to do a freaking full phone script with people who have done this before. They've already done this.
Yep.
The phone script is for brand new people. And I don't mean agent. I mean, it's their first time calling in. It's their first time actually going through the process. But they've gone through the process. They bought the insurance. They canceled the insurance. They let it go. They let it lapse. I'm not treating them brand new. I'm treating them like we just need to get your damn tires back on your car so you can get back on the damn road. I'm not selling you the whole car. I'm selling you the tires at the full car price. Damn. Yeah, that's what we doing. That just came to my mind, y'all. Like, this is all like, I'm telling you, like, this is all just like, oh shit, like, that is what we doing. They already got the car. They just need new tires.
Yep.
Damn. Oh shit. And we get paid the same for changing their tires as we do for selling them a new car. Ain't that some shit? Shit, this is so much fun. This is so much fun. So,
That's so good.
but yeah, just don't treat them brand new. All right? They're gonna tell you everything of why they didn't do it already. Oh my God, I had this lady. She was great. Her name, Darlene Jackson. Darlene, I got her notes right here. Darlene was on the phone and in between getting policies with Globe Life, AARP, Lincoln Heritage, and Mutual of Omaha. Okay. They all, three of them had draft dates for April 3rd.
Mm.
I said, well, we can get you with Americo and it's going to come out of your bank account like right now. And it's less than those. Like, why? What's the point of doing that? So she canceled all those and got an immediate death benefit with me. Draft dates leave it open for people who actually want to close business to replace yours. You got to remember there's sharks out there. You're looking at one. You make sense? And I'm a shark that's going to do the right thing by people, but I will smoke your draft date having ass. Okay? Be clear. I'm just being like, hopefully y'all feeling me with this right now. All right? You feeling me with this? But Darlene had all these places. The only reason she went with me is because I told her that we're going to pay for it today. I said, we're going to pay for it today. And she said, okay. I don't know why everybody else let her go April 3rd, April 4th. I have no clue. But Darlene had no problem with paying for it on March 19th. Does that make sense? No problem at all. All right. And she just kept, I said, why? I said, ma'am, if you were that sold on this, and be clear, when they say, do you already have insurance, or do you have some, or did you have some and let it go? Right. That's where a lot of this is going to come out. And then ask them, hey, because when I asked her that, she said, oh, last week. I was actually just on the phone with somebody last week. I said, damn, you must not have trusted them because you're on the phone calling another stranger. I said, you gave them all your information, banking, social, and now you're on the phone with a stranger again? Holy crap, you must not have liked them. You must have really wanted insurance to give somebody all your information and still not trust them. See, all these little things early in the conversation is what makes the sell easy at the end. But if I don't check where they are and I treat them all like they're brand new people going through a script, I'm going to miss that easy stuff. They're going to tell you everything of why they haven't bought yet or why they don't have it. And if they say, I don't have no insurance, I don't just say, okay, great. My job is to help you get some. I go, Trey, you're 72 and you telling me you have never had insurance, dude? Why? Today's my lucky day that you're just like, freaking today's the day that you just wanted to call in for insurance? What happened, dude? Well, I'm just getting old enough and and thinking about it like, all right, man. Because that's kind of weird just to like never have any and then at 72 see a commercial and call it. Or see an ad and call it. It's kind of weird. But anyways, let's just be weird together and take care of this insurance today, okay? Like, I don't want them to feel like it's normal for people not to have life insurance at 73 years old. When you act like it's normal for them not to have life insurance at 73 years old, they feel like it's normal to tell your ass no.
Yep. Or to cancel it and get it again when they're 74.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, this has to be something that you take serious. Are you serious about this? Or is it just a loaf of bread that they can go pick up next week? And my clients need to know that I'm dead ass serious about helping them. I'm not chasing them. But like I say, hey, by the way, I tell clients this all the time. Like, hey, by the way, I recommend you have the 7,000. It's only 42. But if you want more, I get paid on commission. Have at it. That's what I say. I say, have at it. The more you pay, the more I get paid, baby. Let's go. But I go to hell if I led that way. But now that I'm telling you and you choose to make it higher, I think I can still go to heaven for getting paid more. So now they know, damn, you're a real person. You're actually doing this for money. Yeah, I am. Too many of y'all act like you work for the state or like you get paid crumbs. Like, that shit's crazy to me. I call people like I'm a baller. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You call people like you are the doctor in Beverly Hills that takes care of all the BBLs and all the nice boobs. Like, you do that. You're the guy. You're the girl. Makes sense? And you deserve to get paid for what you're doing. And when you have that tonality, you deserve it, dude, they're with you. They actually want to shop with you. They go, shit, this is actually going to a good place. He didn't act like he worked for the veterans. He didn't act like he worked for the state. He told me he's an independent contractor with 2 kids, and this is how he makes his damn money. He told us that. Makes sense? And he told us that over here, this policy over here will probably pay him more, but this is the right thing for us. Dude, I talk
Yep.
to all my clients about the truth. The truth. And the more they know the truth about why you do what you do, the more they're going to want to do it with you. The more it's just about price and what carrier and all that. So I led with, hey, don't open up about yourself too early, which is true. After that 90 seconds, after you got some buy-in on them, get back to who God made you. Get back to the reason you're in this industry. Get back to that, because that's what's going to sell. But that first 90 seconds, I needed to be very, very direct, militant, not getting swayed off, not trying to be Mr. Smoozer and trying to connect with everybody. No connection that first 90 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. 92 seconds? Cool. How many kids you got? Where your kids live? Cool. All that. It's all good stuff to know, but first 90, don't get off on the tangent of asking them where their kids live. It's going to take up 27 seconds. You can't afford that. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully this was helpful, dude. I have fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, this is so helpful.
Yeah.
This is the best one we ever did.
And just so you'll know,
Thanks,
I'm learning this with you guys. Yeah, this has been like I started doing these things mid-January. So we're all of us, we're like 2 months in. And when you look at like my February, dude, I spent, where's this? I'll have it right here. February, 3,000 on call-ins, and I wrote 9,000 in premium, and some of it charged back. So if you're wondering, like I want to tell you the truth, all right? Like that's what it looked like for me. I had a bunch of calls billable, bunch of no closes. But March, totally different ball game. Totally different ball game. So just go through the learning curve. Go through the learning curve, get it, commit to it. Get around people who are doing it. All right. That's why I was asking, is there an inbound room? You want to be around that, because if you're hearing too much other stuff, it may, you know what I mean? Like get engulfed in that. You know what I mean? In that inbound. So I went up to Sam's office in San Diego just to get around it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I wanted to see it. I wanted to feel it. Like, what is this like? You know, so yeah, I was just in y'all's room, Josh. I was in the activity junction earlier. We were ripping it. We were ripping it up in there. But yeah, anywhere you guys want to be at, man. Anywhere you guys are at. I'm working Monday through Friday, 8 to 3, 8 to 4 every day.
Cool, man. I'll have to hop into an activity junction more if I see you magically appear. I'd love to
What
hear
up,
you on
dude?
the
I seen you at the event. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well, man.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, having a great time with these inbounds. It's working.
Sweet.
Thanks, Dom. You also did the. I heard your pitch on the legacy, and I'll tell you what, you walked through it, and I was like, customer called in. I said, I want to tell the customer, hold on, he hadn't finished with it yet.
Oh, you heard me pitch it to a client.
Yes, right.
Yeah. It cements. It cements. And Sean's always told me, when you do things for people you don't have to do, they want to stick with you more. And legacy safeguard is something you don't have to do. There's so many agents that have access to it, but they just don't see any value in it. And I'm like, damn, dude, you wonder why your persistency is 65%. I promise you, dude, like if legacy safeguard keeps one policy on the books for you a week, it'll change your world.
That's a fact.
But is it worth you giving it to 10 people to save one? And that's where we get so short-sighted. We don't see it. Makes sense? But that one policy a week, that could be $4,000 a month. That's 50 grand a year.
Yep. That's your,
I need that legacy safeguard in my life, man. And if my wife knew that it would help us keep more money and I wasn't using it, she would kill me. So I think there's things like this, like so if you guys have spouses or so, tell them like, hey, I got this thing called Legacy Safeguard that's going to help us keep more money, and then have them ask you every week how many times you use it. I bet you
Right.
you'll start using it then. You'll start using it then. So.
Yeah, you will. Well, Marcus said, "Where's the recording going to be?" So, any of these that I record like this, I'm going to put in the training section of the Integrity Connect inbound call group, and so that'll be there by this time tomorrow,
Right
Marcus, so
on.
you can revisit it. So, all right. Well, thanks, Tom, for doing this. I'll let everybody get back to taking calls. You guys are killing it.
Well, yeah, let's rock out, dude. If you guys want to stay, I'm gonna just stay in here and dial. That's what's about to happen. So
Sounds good. I'm going to go in
let's
here and
rock.
do this.
Hey Dom, real quick, can you just say again? I didn't hear you. Did you say that for March you did 9,000?
Yeah, like an issue
February.
paid off, and yeah, an issue February issue
February.
paid from call-ins. I did like 30 plus overall, but from call-in leads, I did $9,000 paid,
Okay,
and I
gotcha.
spent like 3,500 on leads.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I
And this
suck,
month, what
John.
are your numbers looking at this month?
A lot better.
A
I
lot
think
better.
I'm like 35 through 2 weeks. I think the last 2 weeks have been 100% call-ins. Last week wrote 11 grand. Week before that, like 8, and then it's right. I'm not a numbers guy, John. I just know the
Yeah, I
numbers
got
when
you.
they're
Yeah,
bad.
that's a
I'm
game
just be
changer,
real.
man.
I know the numbers when they're bad. I don't give a shit when they're good.
Right.
Makes sense? Just that's how I run. Some people are like, they know it all. I'm like, dude, when it's bad, I know what it is. When it's good, I'm just rolling, bro. I'm just rolling. Let's roll.
Absolutely.
You know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate the transparency.
You got it, bro.
And so, for clarity, to reiterate, 35,000 first 2 weeks uh, is what he issued so far. So go Dom, go.
Yeah. And then, yeah, and like, say, call it 20 of it, 15 of it is life. All right. Like final expense stuff.
Yep.
Also, dude, don't be so quick to shove people in final expense policies. Like, and also, here's another thing: don't pitch them. You don't need to pitch the price. You know how many times I pitch price? If you listen to my recordings, dude, you'd be like, dude, he don't talk price until like he knows like if they're approved. Like, yeah, that seems like the right way to do it. Make sense? Like,
Yep.
why tell somebody it's $102 and have them come back and tell them it's 117? Why do that? All right. Hey, Marisa, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a soft prescription check. We're going to see which carrier is going to give you the lowest rates. Okay. Sweet. All right, cool. I'm going to start, and I just start doing the America IUL. If they're just like, hey, I'm 55, 60 years old, I take one high blood pressure pill. Shit. You don't think I'm trying to get them 50 grand? I'm trying to get them 50 grand. Okay. So, and that's how some of my IUL, that's why it looks like I got so much IUL business. And I'm like, no, it ain't like real IULs. It's just final expense and I'm doing proper underwriting. Does that make sense? But
Yep.
freaking like now 70% of them, they're lying to me. They get kicked back, Marisa. So, but I still end up going with the Eagle, right? They're still good with Eagle, but they never know that they didn't get something. My clients never know that they didn't get something. It's never, man, you didn't get that. Now we're over here. It's always we're applying. I get a thing. Boom. Let's just silently move over. Boom. Let's move over. Boom. Let's move over. Then at the end, let them know, hey, you're going to get a letter from America. You're going to get a letter from Transamerica. All right. They offered you coverage. I declined it. I didn't like it. Okay. I didn't like it. So you're going to get letters in the mail saying that we declined the insurance, or unfortunately they couldn't give it to you. The one that you got though was Corebridge. Corebridge is who you have. All right. That's the one you're going to get your policy with. That's the one. But if you don't let them know that they're getting those letters in the mail, they get those letters in the mail and they freak the fuck out. Okay.
That's a good point.
They freak the fuck
Yeah.
out. So you're over there pivoting 3 or 4 times without letting them know. They're going to get letters in the mail and they're going to go, Dominic, I thought I was approved. I've already paid for it. What do they mean I don't get it? But when you educate them, they get those letters, they throw them away. Make sense? They throw them away. So these are just things to just keep it smooth, keep it clean. All right? Keep it smooth, keep it clean.
All right.
We're rocking, man.
Well,
We're rocking. I appreciate you
good
having me on,
call.
dude.
Thanks for jumping on.